Hey yo, what's up guys? Welcome to Mighty for Reals Point. Welcome to my channel. Now I've got a list of names here for you. I've got Ronaldo, Benzema, Kante, Mendy. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Saudi Pro League, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new league that has been formed in the country of Saudi Arabia. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know a lot about Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia is a massive country in Asia. It borders countries like Iraq, Syria, Oman, Yemen, and the United Arab Emirates. It's also close to the Horn of Africa, close to countries like Somalia, Egypt, and Ethiopia, around there. Anyway, I'm here to tell you why I think the Saudi Pro League is bound to fail. It's not going to be the thing they're trying to do. It can't be. Because I'll tell you why. I've got a few reasons why I think the Saudi Pro League will not be a success. The first point is the lack of football tradition, a lack of football culture. You can't just import these things. Saudi Arabia is not known for football. Listen, you can't just go and buy a bunch of players every year, whenever you want, and then think, oh, we put them there as a plaything and we watch it. That's the first thing. There's no football culture in that part of the world. Saudi Arabia is not known for football. If you compare it to Europe, Africa, South America, you're born with football. It's part of the culture. That is sustainable. Secondly, the weather. It's too hot to play football in Saudi Arabia. I believe their games are played very, very late at night, where it gets and at night it gets really, really cold. So that's going to be a shocker for all these players that are trying to get in there. So the weather is a big, big hindrance to what this league is built to be. I think it's going to affect a lot of people. It's going to be a shock for a lot of players who are going there. Secondly, they're attracting players, mercenaries, players who have been players on the way down and players who are just in there for the money. As long as they're getting their dollars, they're getting paid. Do they really want to be there? They don't really want to be there. So that is one of the reasons which I think is going to affect this league. Now, the other reason I think, and this is a very, very big reason, which I think is my fourth reason, is the differences in culture and religious differences. There's barriers there that people are not looking at. Now, there was an incident when Neymar was signed, and he appeared when he was being introduced to the to the public in Saudi Arabia. He had a crucifix. He was wearing a crucifix, and that made headlines because, tell you what, it is illegal in Saudi Arabia to have any other religious attributes, or if you display the cross or crucifix, it's illegal. It's against the law there. So these players who are going into Saudi Arabia, a lot of them are from South America and Brazil in particular. They are Catholic, So you can't just wake up one day and just say, listen, because I'm here, I can't wear a cross. I can't, I'm Catholic myself and I have a rosary. So if I was to go over there, what do I do with my rosary? I can't just abandon everything. So this is going to affect a lot of players who are going there. Yes, you can go there for the money. 1 year, maybe 2 years. It gets to you thinking, listen, I can't be here because I can't express who I am, This is a big, big, big reason. And I think, listen, I don't think they can say, listen, if you're Neymar, if you're Ronaldo, I know Ronaldo scored the goal and he made a cross as well. He made a sign of the cross because it's Catholic. And there's a lot of criticism going to the player, you know what I mean? Saying, listen, little people going at him and saying, listen, that can't be done yet. But obviously the government in Saudi Arabia wants this to work. So are they willing to forego the laws of the country so that the league can kick on? Just like the players have got freedom here in Europe or America to express themselves. Doesn't matter which religion you are from. You can practice your religion and be who you are. So you can miss your people. You can miss your religion. You can miss people. Let's say you're from Africa. You're from South America. You can miss people, but you can still have a community here that reminds you of where you come from. I don't think you can get that in Saudi Arabia. So that's one of the other reasons. And also things like alcohol and drinking in public or accessing alcohol is prohibited in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So we know what these players do. The likes of Ronaldo, Neymar, these guys who are best in Europe. They've grown up they've got this European culture. They've grown up in the West. They like to party, man. They do. That's what they party. They party, man. That's what they do. They play football and then they go out and party. You find them in Mayfair in London partying all night. On their days off. They like to go on the beach and do whatever they want and do that. You can't do that in Saudi Arabia, and I think that's going to be a big hindrance. It's going to be a culture shock for a lot of these players. Yes, the money is good. No one's saying the money is not good. The money is really, really good, and the intention of the league is really, really, really good. But how long are these players going to think, listen, I can forego my life, I'm not going to party just because I'm here playing football? It ain't going to happen. So there's all these things people are not looking at, but, just give it time. You cannot buy football, China tried it. That is the other reason, my last reason. I think China tried to do the same thing about 5-6 years ago. They formed this incredible league in China and they're throwing money at players. I remember Oscar, ex-Chelsea player, he went down there and he made a lot of money, but his career went down the hill. And what a player he was, for the 2 years he was at Chelsea. He was an unbelievable player, but we never heard of him after he went to China. And now, are you trying to tell me that if the French national team is choosing players, they're going to call Benzema? No, he's not going to play for France again because he's going to Saudi Arabia. The league is not competitive. That is the other reason as well. The league is not competitive. And you can't buy football. Football is something you can't buy. This league, if it was formed somewhere else like South America or Africa, this league could be the next big thing because there's a football culture there. Africans love football. South Americans love football. They live and die for football. This could work there. This part of the world, and obviously with that, the culture and less restriction to these players being able to express themselves, that can work. So just throwing money at a few individuals is not going to make this league a success. And the Saudis are going to be, they're going to throw money at it. They're very rich. It's one of the richest countries in the world. They've got a lot of oil. And that's good, but they'll find out the hard way that you cannot buy football. Ladies and gentlemen, football is the biggest sport in the world. It's the biggest show in the world. You cannot come overnight and steal it. You can't do that. I mean, the Saudis did buy golf because golf is only a small sport. Just a few people buy it. So they formed the Leave series and the breakaway series from the main golf association, and that is what, because they threw money, because about 5-6 players play golf, but football is the national game of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a monster. You can't buy it, and man is not going to be able to buy it. So those are the few reasons I've given for me. And another thing, lastly, I would say the language barrier. Have you tried to learn Arabic? Listen, I can't speak it. I can't understand it. I think it's one of the hardest languages to try to learn, to speak and understand. Arabic is a very, very language. Listen, I've wrote down some of the names here of the teams, and listen, they all sound familiar. Al Hilal, Al Taiwan, Al Ittihad, Al Ali Saudi, Al Ettifaq. Listen, man, I feel like I'm biting my tongue every time I try to say that. Ain't gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. The language barrier is a big one. You can come to Europe, you can learn English, you can learn Spanish, Portuguese, easy. But I think there's a few things people have not looked at that are going to affect this league. And I think within between 3 to 5 years, this is not gonna happen. It's not sustainable. You cannot buy football. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I think, everybody who's scared about the Saudi Pro League, this is not sustainable. Within 5 years, this league will be dead. It won't be existing. So I wouldn't be, because there's a lot of teams that are a bit very, they're very, very, very concerned about, the Saudis coming and taking. I mean, Liverpool right now are sweating it out because Salah is about to go, blah, 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 blah. But give it a few years, 5 years, this league won't be existing. It will be out of, it will not be working. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about my points. But for me, that's what I take from it, and I think, you know, it's good. The Saudis are trying to do something, but they're in for a very, very, very big shock, you know, because football is the monster. You can't buy football, you know. You can. There's a lot of things money can buy you. You cannot buy football, and football is a culture, is a way of life that you can't buy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If you like the subject I've been talking about today, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it. And let's form a community. Why not? You know, if you like the material I'm giving and you're enjoying it, let's continue doing this. And I like coming out here and to talk about football. So on that point, guys, I'm just gonna have to go, and I'll let you do whatever you want to do because I come in every morning and try to do some of these programs. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Relax, guys.